quite a week for all of us here with all of the different news that's happening on the sports front. As you know, we found out earlier this year, 6 months ago, that Minnesota, we would get the 2018 Super Bowl. So exciting to be played at the new stadium that'll open summer of 2016. And we just found out Friday that the area has been awarded the 2019 Final Four for the NCAA basketball tournament. Well, really big news this past week also is that a high-level woman at Mall of America will be the CEO of the 2018 host committee, and that is Maureen Bausch, a very extraordinary lady in her own right, even before this new accolade. But we'll chat with her now on the Renters Warehouse Newsmaker Hotline. Hi, Maureen.
Hello.
It is great to have you on. Congratulations, first of all.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for that.
Well, I understand you were one of 5 contenders for this. So, I'm sure there were a lot of people who put their names in the ring. What was it like when you got the news?
Oh, it was very exciting. This is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and at Mall of America, every day has been so exciting over the years that it was an opportunity like this that came along that made me think about leaving. So it was very exciting.
And I understand you've said the only way you would leave the mall is for the opportunity of a lifetime, and that's what this really does sound like.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So it looks like it's a 2-year gig. You're going to have a staff you need to hire. The committee has already raised about $30 million, but you'll have to raise more as well as bring that all in. I mean, it's a monumental task. I understand you'll be at the Mall of America through about mid-December. Is that right?
Yes, and actually it's 3 years, so we have an
3
extra
years.
year.
That's right, 3 years.
We don't want to shorten that.
Yes, 3 years. So when you think about this task ahead, what are some of the first things you're trying to wrap your brain around?
Well, that the first thing first of all, the chairs, Doug Baker, Richard Davis, and Marilyn Carlson Nelson, as well as Mike Langley and Lester Bagley, have done an amazing job bringing it to our city, first of all. But they have also done a lot of the work and have a very clear vision of how to create this amazing event. So I want to fully understand that. And then we'll learn from the best practices of other cities that have hosted a Super Bowl, like Indianapolis or New York, some of the recent ones. And I think they'll have a wealth of knowledge for us.
So what are some of those best practices as you're, looking into them yourselves? The committee looked at them as they were preparing the bid for our area.
Well, this is really an opportunity to showcase our state and our Twin Cities region to 100,000 people, and to all the 110 million people that will be watching the game on television in 200 countries. So it really is a chance to tell the Minnesota story, which is, I think, very important for the long-term goal. And I think that was a long-term goal of hosting an event like this. And then certainly we have to put together and manage an impeccable event so that everything from traffic and guest services and security and all of the other elements of a successful event are well thought out, planned, and, of course, executed in the best possible way.
What are some of the lessons? I know you've been at the Mall of America for a long time before it even opened. What are some of the lessons you'll sort of bring to this new role as CEO of the host committee after pretty much running the Bloomington Mall of America?
Well, first of all, we have an amazing team, and so to put together a team of the best and the brightest in the Twin Cities and people with experience will be really critical, because it's all about the people. And so we have a great pool of talent in this market, and that's what we have done at Mall of America too, is secure the very best talent. So I think that's definitely a best practice we can carry over. And we handle 100,000 people a day on average, more on weekends and certainly during peak season. And there's a lot involved in making sure everything runs smoothly, that the building is safe. And then, of course, that you do you do have those 100,000 people every day, so the stores are successful and so on. So all of those skills are very transferable. And we've been selling this region to prospective tenants for 24 years, so we understand why they come to Minnesota, and I think we'll use some of those same things with the Super Bowl.
I'm speaking with Maureen Bausch. She's the just 3 days ago named CEO of the 2018 host committee for Super Bowl 2018. It will just be fabulous to kind of watch your journey as it progresses. What's the first thing? I mean, obviously you've got to hire a staff, you got to kind of get in the role, but what's the first thing that you want to make sure you do to kind of start this journey for yourself?
Well, I really want to capture and fully understand the goals and objectives of not only the chairs, but because they are an amazing group, and we're lucky to have 3. Many cities only have 1, so we're very lucky to have 3 great minds involved, and actually 5. So I want to make sure I capture the goals and objectives of what everyone thinks is important, and then also of our community and leaders, our government leaders, and really do a lot of research to make sure we're putting together an event that meets exceeds everyone's expectations.
So by being connected to the Mall of America and kind of seeing what that has done for our economy in CCO land, what are some of the just real tangible things you see, like kind of in just real regular people language, Maureen, about what this is going to do for our communities? The state benefits when people come to visit and to live here. And so anytime you can use a platform like this to increase awareness about the assets of your state, it's going to benefit the state long term and everyone who lives here. Tourism is a huge industry. And while they may not be able to come to the game, if we can tell a great story, they'll come another time. If they can meet some great people when they're here, they may move here. So it really is has a long-term effect on the community. Like at Mall of America, we have 17 million visitors a year. Those people return, and they spend a lot of money in our state, and they help to support our schools and our roads and all the other things we do here because of the taxes they pay when they're visiting. So it's a real benefit to host these events and to expose our great assets to the world. The committee has already raised $30 million, which is not chump change by any means. You'll also need to raise some more money. Are you concerned about that at all?
Well, certainly we, until I get my arms around it, and again, I haven't started yet, so I'm not exactly sure if I can answer a lot of these questions. But to put on a wonderful event does take financial resources. But we have a great business community, and they've stepped up to date. So I'm optimistic that they too see and understand the value.
What is your best advice for all of us? As you know, like you say, we've got a little time for this thing. It's not just next year. As we wait for it, and as you do your work and kind of get the word out, what's your best advice for the state of Minnesota?
Well, I think every single person is going to be a host in one way or another, and we want the state to feel like they're doing the entertaining. All the residents of the state, that they're part of this big celebration. They're part of being hosts, and so if you have ideas, I'll set up a website very soon. The committee will, and so we'd love your ideas, and we need lots and lots of volunteers. There's going to be some wonderful ways to participate, whether you just come to an event or volunteer for the week.
So it sounds great. I know that I remember seeing some coverage earlier this year about how many volunteers are going to be needed, because you can't get this done on your own. I mean, we really do need to call on people to volunteer. So very exciting. We'll check back in with you once you get your office up and running, if that's okay. But meantime, congratulations on this very, very big position, Maureen Bausch.
Oh, thank you. And yes, please check back.
Well, we
We're gonna
will.
need your help too,
Yes, well, definitely. Well, I'm a fan of all sports, so and football's a big one. So thanks so much. Maureen Bausch is the CEO of the 2018 Super Bowl Host Committee. Have a great Sunday, Maureen.
Oh, you too. Thanks.
And speaking of football, Adrian